Hello, we are today with Adela Demetja in here at the Vila 31 for Art Explora for Vila 31 in Tirana at the Dictator's house for her exhibition called Invictus. Thank you for your time. What do you consider the works of Lume Bloshmi, Constantin Poga, and other works as you have presented books of other former prisoner and political prisoners in here for the memory and it to be connected with the perspective of art and also with the past of Albania?
I think it is very important to have this curatorial intervention in here. I was invited by the organizers, especially for this first moment of the opening for the public. The artists that are here, the artists in residency, they have projects that deal with the history of this villa, but it was necessary to include some voices, some local voices from Albanian artists and photographers and the former political prisoners in order for them to tell their story and their experience with the dark past of the dictatorship. Because, as you said, we are here at the Villa of the Dictator, and as you can see, it is very beautifully renovated, but it has a neutrality, and that dark past, that wound of the past, it's not present in the villa itself. So through these artworks of Lumturi Bloshmi, who came from a persecuted family and had difficulties during communism, and the works that we have here represent as well what that part of history did to her and to some of the artists and to the Albanian society, as well as the photographs from Constantin Poga, which are a very important documenting these sites of terror, in this case jails and forced labor camps and internment villages. And that's very important to have here because, of course, we always have to see forward in the future, but it's important to acknowledge the past and the wounds of the past. In this way, people who had traumatic history, when they come here, they find a place that they can start at least a conversation. Like it was the case now where a woman that was 83 years old was persecuted in Tepelena, and she was very young, and now she came here to see the villa, but in a way she was relieved a little bit.
What is the importance of this exhibition called Invictus, the name of it, and how does this relate to the message that you want to show to the public for this kind of exhibition?
Invictus is the name of a poem from a British writer from 1875 called Ernest Henley. And this Invictus in Latin means undefeatable. And it was a poetry that entered the communist prisons. And Visarjiti, that was imprisoned at that time, was one of the prisoners who had, just by hearing, this poem was transmitted to him and to many other prisoners. And it was for them a sort of anthem or a hymn for resistance and for resilience, and to show the strength of the soul even in difficult circumstances. Only after they finished the jail, they found out who was the poetry, from where it came, and they even understood that this was a poetry that even Nelson Mandela, when he was in jail, recited many times to give himself strength. And here we have as well one translation in Albanian from Visarjiti.
It is quite interesting, this kind of selection that you have made, and how does this whole exhibition and all the works made in here from the artist indicate to the public to show this part of the Albanian past, which is quite painful, as you mentioned, with the history of the women from that was in Tepelena. And what do you want to show to the new public in this renovated space, that it was firstly neutral and now it is considered to be a space of dialogue and reflection?
I think as well that even the artists that are here in residency have done works that relate to the context of this villa and the past. I was in the jury, so in the selection committee, it was very important to have artists that reflect on this context in which they live. But for sure, they are of a younger generation and they don't have experienced maybe that time as artists from here has. But in this sense, both the works of contemporary artists, international ones, and the works from Albanian artists, as well as the publications that we have here from former political prisoners, give a picture that is larger and that opens up the story of Albania and gives us all a possibility to talk more about it and to connect with each other through new works and older works.
And the last question is about artists. What you consider to be their role to this kind of memory, how they should work, probably why even you have chosen to work on that, because it's not the first work that you do with Lumturi Bloshmi and Venice Biennale and other works that you have presented, probably some more personal stuff to show to the public for you?
Maybe in this case, for this special occasion, and because it's the first time that we have this public opening of the villa, I wanted to choose some works that are maybe more directly and symbolically talking to the relationship with the past. But otherwise, artists in general use more sophisticated tools to talk about difficult situation and contested histories and spaces. But they have a direct way to talk to the public and maybe more a subtle way to talk about difficult topics. And sometimes what a work of art can do, or what the narration of an artist can do, can be maybe more personal, a personal way of communicating with the direct public. So I think the power of art, it is very important, and I think as well as our government, the state and the organizers, Art Explora, have understood it. This villa stands for artistic freedom. That artistic freedom which was lacking during communism. So having the presence of the artist here and giving them space to tell their stories, how they want it, I think it's a big freedom that we have acquired, and we have to defend it. So I think it's a great opportunity for this villa to turn into a hub where these artists and local artists can develop their voices.
Thank you. I hope a lot of people will come in here. The exhibition will be open till the April 30, so everyone can come to see this kind of mix of works, of paintings, of photographs, and also books of former political prisoners here in Villa 31. Thank you.
Thank you.